Okay, explain why iron attached to zinc do not rust. 2 marks. Zinc is more reactive than iron, hence zinc loses electron more easily than iron to form zinc ions. Zinc will rust in place of iron. Now zinc will not rust. Zinc will corrode. You only use the term rust in the case of iron. Okay, so the correct answer should be all the same except zinc will corrode in place of iron. So only iron can use the term rust. All other metals use corrode. Okay. Why is calcium hydroxide added to soils? Again, this is the most popular answer, to make the soil alkaline, because calcium hydroxide is alkaline. Wrong. You do not make the soil alkaline. Who in the world would want to make the soil alkaline? Because crops cannot grow on it. So instead of saying that, you have to say to neutralize the excess acidity in the soil. Alright? Do not say to make the soil alkaline. Instead, to neutralize the excess acidity. Okay, this is a database question. Use the information to describe the trends in melting points and electrical conductivity across period 2. Okay, the wrong answer will be electrical conductivity. Okay, for explaining the graph for this question, this particular question, I think most students should be able to explain it. So if they say it's increasing steadily, okay, the trends increasing steadily, then after that drop sharply and then change very little. But for explaining the table, that is very challenging. Okay, so for explaining table, make sure you explain the trends and then have to highlight the exception. For example, this is the model answer. The electrical conductivity is good for the first 4 elements, but the last 4 elements are non-conductor, and then after that you have to mention the exception. The exception is boron, which is a poor electrical conductor. And a very common answer would be students just mention the data as seen from the table. Okay, for example, electrical conductivity is good for lithium, beryllium and carbon, poor for boron, and then nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine and neon are non-conductors. So this is no. You do not mention, you do not just mention what is stated, what is seen from the table. You have to process the data. So you have to say, oh, exception is 1. Okay. Give one advantage of recycling aluminium. It saves resources. I think this one I've mentioned it many times. So that less waste is generated. All these are no, because not specific enough. What do you mean by save resources? What resources? Water resources are. So instead you have to say it helps to conserve the limited supply of aluminium on Earth. Okay, again the keyword is specific. Explaining data from the table, same thing. How does the atmosphere on Mars differ from the atmosphere on Earth? You don't, okay, a lot of students will say, oh, on Earth percentage composition of carbon dioxide is 0.03. In Mars is 95.3%. Nitrogen on Earth 78%. On Mars is 1.7%, blah blah blah. No, you don't compare like that. So you have to say Mars has much higher percentage of carbon dioxide than Earth. Okay, Mars has much lower nitrogen and oxygen than Earth. The most abundant gas in Mars is carbon dioxide, while on Earth is nitrogen. Have to process the data, don't just mention the number. Okay, so the tips is quantitative is not enough. Don't only mention the numbers, you need qualitative explanation. So the qualitative explanation part would be, what is the most abundant gas, what is the least abundant gas. Okay, oxygen percentage on Earth is 21%, it's not 20%. Again, this is specifically mentioned in the Marcus report. Remember, oxygen percentage on Earth 21%, not 20. Describe one harmful effect of acid rain on the environment or on living organisms. Acid rain makes sea or ocean acidic and hence kill fishes.